I'm Phyllis. I live in my van. Hello, I'm Phyllis. I live in my van. I live in this van. This is a 2014 Promaster 2500 short wheelbase. I've been living it for a little over a year, and that makes me think about telling y'all what my opinion is on this vehicle. Not the build, just the van. First, it's more affordable than the other two big options for conversions, which are the Transit and the Sprinter. Plus, the Promaster is 6 feet wide, which means that you can have your bed crossways on the back. And I really love that feature. Mine is a short wheelbase. I really wanted the longer wheelbase, but I wasn't able to find one in the time period that I was looking, so I got the short wheelbase. But I will say that this van can park anywhere, literally anywhere. I have parked in compact parking spaces, and I have parallel parked in a big city. Another thing I like about my Promaster is that both doors will open like completely to the side. Let me show you. One thing I don't like so much about this van is how hard the side door is to close. If you don't slam it, it's not closed and you can't lock up the van. It's not so bad when you're outside. Oh, and one other thing, if it's open all the way, you have to pull this out before you close it, which means that if you're inside the van and you want to close the door, what I have to do is I step right here and lean out and pull it like that, and then I go inside and close it. And let me show you closing it from outside. Outside, it's not so bad. But you hear that? That's what you have to hear, that thunk. I like the cab overall. I love the big windshield. One thing I don't like is that the steering wheel won't come forward. I'm short, I'm 5'4", and my knees are close to the dash right now. And this is not a comfortable distance. So I wish the steering wheel would come out. Maybe in newer models they do, or maybe this one does and I haven't found it yet. But I don't like this distance. The seat is relatively comfortable. I like that there's an armrest on this side. I wish there was an armrest on the other side, because when you're driving, unless you're got really long arms, that's an awkward distance. So I never actually put my left arm right there. I do love the big windshield. I will say that. I think it's the biggest of the three. The Promaster, the Transit, and the Sprinter. But I do like this giant windshield. I'm getting close to 20 miles per gallon on my Promaster. You probably won't. I drive like an old lady. I've seen a big difference between driving 60 and 70 miles per hour in my gas mileage. If I drive 70 and a little less grainy-ish, like my usual way of driving, it'll go down to 17. So you can get 20 to Promaster, but I don't have a lot of weight in there. If you build it out, if you make it look like a cabin and you cover the walls and the floor and the roof with wood, solid wood, you're not gonna get 20. I've talked to people with like the Winnebago or the Travados, and they're getting 12. I think the more weight makes a huge difference. But if you do your own build out you don't use a lot of heavy materials, and you drive like an old lady like me, you can get 20 miles per gallon in this van. I have gotten stuck 3 times exactly, and I don't know if that's specific to the Promaster. I don't know if it's because it's front wheel drive. I don't feel like I'm particularly risky when I'm driving, but I have heard other people say, yeah, the Promasters, they like to get stuck. As far as repairs, I've spent about $3,000, I think, so far. I'll try to drag out those records and see what exactly they were for, but it didn't seem crazy to me that when you buy a used vehicle, and this is a 2014, so she's not a new baby, and I had a feeling that the person I bought it from wasn't really taking good care of it, so it broke down the day after I went on the road. The water pump went out, but that just happened, and I've had the struts replaced, struts and shocks, and I had a tune-up and some other stuff figured out, but I don't think $3,000 is crazy for buying a 2014 vehicle that hadn't really been taken care of. And after that first 6 months, when I had all those repairs out of the way, it's been running like a charm. Overall, would I buy this Promaster again? Yes. It's been a really good vehicle. It gets me everywhere. It gets stuck, probably not its fault, probably mine. It's good on gas, and I can park anywhere. And it's buddy approved. So if you want to live in a smaller vehicle, I would not recommend this for 2 people because it's pretty small. If you want something that can park anywhere, gets good gas mileage, and looks like every other white van on the planet, I recommend the Promaster 2500 short wheelbase.